Would you say that doing a lot of that work really helps the nervous system? Because I feel like when you're so tied up in what other people think, your nervous system is always kind of firing, right?
Exactly. That's the work that I'm doing within myself. And it's so cool to work with clients and see all of them as mirrors. I'm like, ooh, it's crazy. Like, uh, because the ego blinds us to ourselves, right? So, like, I know you have moments too where it's like you drop some freaking wisdom, and then you're like, maybe you should take your own advice. Like in your head, it's like, take your own advice. Here, this is good shit. But but absolutely, that is the key. That is the work because when you're in survival mode, you will always be looking to the external, always be looking to the outside of your looking outside of yourself to maintain safety. That is what survival is, and that is what uh the ape ancestors of who we are now, that was like the blueprint that they lived on, which was valid at the time because, in thousands of years ago, if we chose to have a different opinion about something that the tribe didn't agree with, then we'd get like our heads on a pike or, outcasted into the elements.
Yeah.
So, what a great way
You
for
become
our
dinner.
souls to have. Exactly. What a great way for this to be like a training ground for the soul, like our spirit selves, to like work through the biological impediments and at the same time like align our higher selves. Like that to me right there is the work, meshing those two things together, like working with instead of against our like more primal tendencies, the survival um aspect of all of all of what we perceive through our senses, right? So yeah, absolutely. I think that that's literally the key. Learning that we are still safe, that we are still worthy and valid in this day and age where we won't be, like ostracized and freeze to death. It's like, but our bodies still think they will. Like the amygdala, the reptilian part of our brain, the survival aspect, fires whenever we think based on our preconceived notions of what has happened to us in the past, what will happen in the future. It must be true because that happened before. Like that is survival. And that is where anxiety arises because it almost definitely won't happen. And even if it does, then we still have so many other choices present in front of us. But that part of our brain when activated is the like that activation is the training ground, so to speak, is the work for us to do. And the more we do it, the more we gain evidence that we are still safe, the more we gain evidence that we can do it again and again and then keep rising into the higher potentials of who we are meant to become each time we do the hard thing and alchemize the darkness each time. And then it's just like a perpetuating cycle in that direction rather than the spiral inward. And so um, I also feel called to talk about how like that kind of the polarity or the contrast of the highs and the lows that we experience. I couldn't have that, at least personally. I don't think a lot of people can have that when they're on something like an SSRI because the neuromodulation that takes place is literally preventing that high and low period, the high and low ebbs and flows of our experience. It's literally keeping us in like a stable channel
Mhm.
in a very constrained space. So we can't have that. So the healing can't occur because we don't have access to the lows and then we don't have access to the highs to experience where we prefer to be. So that's what I realized. So like I'll never go back. I'll never go back, even though sometimes it's really freaking hard
Yeah.
because I know that it's the medicine.